Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to episode 41 of season 2 with Sports Talk with Rags. And today we are talking some basketball here, high school basketball. We have Courtney Coffer here, head basketball coach for Woodbridge High School, and Corey Coffer, head basketball coach at Princess Anne. How you guys doing this evening?
Doing
Doing
good,
doing
doing good.
good.
Hey, let's start with you, Courtney. Hey, just being around the game of basketball, what was it like when you were growing up and being part of Western Branch basketball?
Oh man, I mean it was pretty much everything, man. I came up doing like what I call like the golden era. Uh, coming up playing with and against so many great players in the Woodbridge. I mean, in the Western Branch community. You know, just being in seventh and eighth grade, playing for Mr. Smith at the middle school, and always having Mike Donovan come over to our practices, even in middle school. He's kind of our practices to make sure we're playing well and building that rapport with Coach Donovan, and then getting to high school and seeing a David Fannin up close, seeing a Nate Chappell up close, Corey Bailey, Brian Wood, Trey Hall, just all these older guys, and then just playing against older guys every day, and then being able to play with a guy like PJ Foster, Kenny Lee, and Spencer Ross, just competing against those guys every day. It's something I really miss. I miss those times because it's just that era of basketball was different. You had to be tough. You had to be gritty. There was no back down. Everybody was coming at your neck every day, and you had no choice. Either gonna sink or swim. And a lot of us was just trying to swim at that time.
Yeah, and Courtney, you bring up Corey Bailey. Corey, when you're listening to this, I still got you on my episode in December, but I had to get Courtney and Corey on since their
Mhm.
teams are playing here this weekend, and it's just a small world. Corey, let's see what's your experience here with 757 basketball when you were growing up.
Yeah, well, Courtney won't tell. Well, he kind of he skipped some steps, I would say, because like I talked about, staying out Holly Cove. During my early years, my mom put a basketball goal up in the backyard of Holly Cove. Man, we stayed on Schooner Trail, and that backyard, man, it was so many battles. You know what I mean? Every day outside in that backyard where uh, I can't even name all the people that I was always a younger guy, but I remember, Courtney out there, my sister out there, everybody from the neighborhood in the backyard, and I had what we called a little sweet spot. It was right there in the corner, and
Sweet spot.
Courtney was probably Courtney was probably one of the only people that always found me in that spot, man. But that's where the battle started at, originated at. And I think that's where I really, learned how to be competitive and learn how to compete outside in that backyard. But from there, like I told you, my mom, she moved us out Camelot, and new area for me, had to meet new people. But like I said, I was always competitive, so it was easy to go out there and get out the guys and play and meet people through the game of basketball. And that's where I met my best friends at, through sports. So um, went to Hugo, went to Deep Creek, played basketball, at Deep Creek all years, and played with some great guys. Played with guys like Michael Scott, Rashad Dowling, Corey Law, Steve Pledger, um, all professional athletes. Chris Evans, they all went pro. I was the only one that was 5'5". So now I'm the only coach. But outside of that, man, I've been blessed to be around some good basketball growing up.
Yeah, I know when my family moved here in the fall of '87, and my brother was a freshman at Western Branch. I mean, that's when Alonzo was a senior at Indian River, and then my junior high friend Mike Sharp that Courtney knows and gave me the idea for this. I mean, when when he was playing there for Bruins basketball there for Coach Donovan. I mean, my sophomore year, Mike's junior year, the Bruins had to go up against the Bruins on the peninsula and face Tony Rutland and AI. So definitely all across the South Side and the peninsula. I mean, just loaded here with basketball talent.
I gotta say though, like Corey he's 1,000% right, man. Like I think it even goes even further. Like our family is competitive. Like I don't think people understand like the Coffer name the way that they should. Like our whole family, everybody plays sports. Like all of our aunts, uncles, parents, everybody plays sports. So it's like that and I'm pretty sure people have seen Corey coach and people have seen me coach, and we coach with a lot of fire. And they probably wonder where that comes from. But like if you grew up in our family and you just understood the competitiveness of our family and the battles that we had, it's just natural. We just have a natural competitiveness to us. But in my opinion, which makes us good at what we do.
Yeah, and on a side note with that, I mean, like I told Corey before we started, I work with y'all's cousin Eric, and then I've known Corey's mom Tracy, there with working at the shipyard. So definitely, and I think even though my brother played baseball, baseball is my first sport, and I think I know a lot of area sports here. I mean, with working with your mom, Corey, and working with Eric. I mean, I definitely see that here with sports being part of the family.
Yeah, ask Eric how I used to beat up on him back in the day.
Okay, all right. So, hey, let's see, Corey. We'll start with you on this one. So, after Deep Creek, what was what was next for you around the game of baseball or basketball?
So after Deep Creek, like I kind of always knew if I couldn't play it no more, then I would man, I just seen something wild run across this gym. It's crazy. I ain't even gonna say what I seen run across the gym because they ain't gonna want to come on Saturday. Oh my god. Yo, that's crazy. But yo, once I realized I wasn't gonna play it no more, I already knew I wanted to coach. So I went to Norfolk State for a year. Um, with the intentions to get into coaching, so I went straight. I figured the easiest way for me to get into it was to teach.
Right.
So I went straight for that. Upon me going to Norfolk State, it's crazy. One weekend, me and my homeboys, we shot up to Richmond. We went to VCU.
Right.
Random weekend, and it just happened to be VCU homecoming. And man, we had the time of our lives, man. And on the way home, I said, "Yo, I'm transferring to VCU." Like I said, we all said it. Me, all us, we transferring to VCU, and lo and behold, all four of us transferred to VCU. So from there, when I got to VCU, like I said, I knew I wanted to coach, and I wanted to, try to, start getting my feet and my feet wet with that. So I was a manager at VCU for a little time, but and that's probably the biggest thing that I regret. When I was a manager, I got a lot of pride issues. I used to hate carrying. I used to have to carry the laundry, Franklin Street Gym, all the way over to Siegel Center. And man, all the people that I'm hanging out with, they see me carrying that laundry, man. And I couldn't take it. I eventually ended up quitting being a manager, but I was always around the program, like guys like Eric Maynard, Joey Rodriguez, Brandon Rozelle, Ed Nix, all them guys. They my guys now. Like, so I was always around the program. Even still, I wasn't being an active manager. And I learned a lot from doing that. And then upon graduating, I got straight into coaching. My high school coach allowed me to volunteer assist for a year. Coach Leroy Ricks. I helped out D Creek for a year. Then my homeboy Lance Ricks, he got that job at Wilson. I went to go help him out at Wilson. I was there for a year, and then from there, Coach Kenneth Harris, the first person to take a real chance on me, he gave me the JV job, and it's been kind of up from there.
Oh, well, that's good. So Eric Maynard and Joey Rodriguez. So I guess that was during Shaka's time, huh?
Yeah. Well, actually, my first year there, I was actually under Anthony Grant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Before
Anthony Grant
Shaka.
was there for a year, and then that following year, Shaka came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and Courtney, what was for you after graduating from Western Branch?
So after senior year, Western Branch, I got a scholarship to Lackawanna Junior College, located in Scranton, Pennsylvania. It's probably about 2 hours away from Philadelphia. And so I went there, played. I got there. I expected to. I knew I was a good player. Always was, very, very confident in what I could do. I got there, ended up starting. I started every game as a freshman. I was sixth in the nation in 3-point percentage. I just had a really, really, really good year. And so once that year ended, I actually in turn got a scholarship because I was already academically eligible.
Right.
I got a scholarship to Barton College in Wilson, North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
So I left Lackawanna after that year. I went to Barton College, and my first year there, it had an All-American by the name of Tim Black. I learned so much from him, but because they had him and he rarely left the floor, I redshirted my first year at Barton. And then subsequently, I played the last 3 years there, had a lot of success. We won a lot of games, a lot of conference championships. We won a regional championship. We played in the Final Four, and played in the Elite Eight. So we just had a lot of success at the Division II level. Once I graduated from there, I knew I wasn't gonna, try to pursue anything with playing professionally because I'm just not a person that wants to go overseas and by myself with no family and that kind of thing. So, plus I was really lucky. I did an internship in one summer. So when I was at Barton, I didn't come home like some summers. I just would stay and go to summer school. So I would just come home on weekends and stuff like that. And I did an internship with the Pepsi company. And right out, like maybe 2 months after graduation, they called me back, said, "Hey, we're opening up a Gatorade marketing position in the Northern Virginia area. We would like you to take that position." So luckily, I ended up moving in with my aunt. She lived in Springfield, Virginia at the time. She really did me a solid. So shout out to her because she kind of really put me on the path that I'm on right now. But she let me move in with her rent free. I worked for Gatorade for 2 years. My aunt was already in the federal government here in DC. So she got me, some connections. I got my foot in the door. I started working in the federal government and I said, you know what? I want to coach. I was a point guard. I played point guard and shooting guard, but I just always thought the game like a point guard anyway. And most point guards end up becoming coaches. So I went to a local school, said, hey, could you guys use some help? They turned me down. They said, no, we're good. So then I went 5 miles to the next school, Thomas Edison. They said, we would love to have you. And I jumped on staff there. From there, I was there for a year. Then I went over to Mount Vernon High School in Alexandria, Virginia. I was with boys for 2 years. The coach left. And I said, you know what, I'm going to stay and coach these girls. And I became a girls coach first. I've coached high school girls for 7 years. It was the time of my life. I had some really, really good girls teams. A lot of girls went off to college, 4-year schools on scholarships that I still keep up with to this day. And they got to a point where I just wanted to coach boys. And literally, my family moved. We moved to Woodbridge, Virginia. And literally, I'm at team camp in 2 months. So we go to team camp 2 months after we moved. Before team camp started, Woodbridge job opened up. So I applied for it, went on an interview. I said, hey, I'm going to try my hand at this. It came down to me and Breon Dunlap. You probably remember that name because he was an all-time great point guard at Old Dominion. I actually went to his games and watched him play at ODU when I was in high school. It came down to me and him. They chose me for the position, and I found out while I was at team camp 2 weeks after that, and I've been at Woodbridge ever since.
Oh, well, that's good. Well, hey, I mean, also, this episode started with, family and playing in the backyard. I mean, one of the reasons, and I appreciate both of you guys coming on, but one of the reasons why I wanted to get both of you guys on, I mean, both of your teams play against one another this Saturday. How about that? Corey, we'll start with you.
It's exciting.
Yeah. It's a competition. Like right now, I don't know if you know, but the record is 1-1. Yeah, he came down here before, probably about right. It was before COVID. He came down here, and I got him. And we went up there probably. This was before COVID too.
Right.
We went up there, played, and I just knew I was gonna win. I had a guard named Kanye Clary. I probably had one of my best bigs I ever had with Zay Roberts, and I'm thinking, man, Courtney don't stand a chance, man. we went up there, man. And he had a good game plan for my guard Kanye Clary, which was to kind of just let Kanye go nuts. And Kanye had 36, I want to say. But we lost with that 36, and he got us. So right now it's 1-1, and I'm looking forward to Saturday. I told him already. After I win Saturday, I ain't playing him no more. I'm going out. I'm going out on top. So I'm done after Saturday. He gonna have to live with this and hear about this at the Christmases and Thanksgivings years to come. We done after this.
so this matchup is just best out of 3, huh?
Yeah, best out of 3. Winner takes all right here. Winner takes all.
I haven't agreed to those terms yet.
Well, Courtney, how's Woodbridge starting out? I mean, I know that basketball practice there for public school started a couple weeks ago. Do you guys have your first game under your belt?
Yes, we do, and it did not go well at all. I scheduled our first game the way that I did on purpose. We played against the state runner-ups last year, Battlefield High School, who lost to the undefeated 32-0 Hayfield team. Battlefield returns 90% of their team, and I lost 9 seniors last year. So I have a very young team. I got a lot of guys who are brand new to what it takes to play at this varsity basketball level. And Battlefield showed us they have an identity right now already. They guys are super confident in what they can do. They have experience, and they really kicked our tails Monday night. We opened up Monday night, and they really beat us really bad. But one thing about it, I liked my kids, how they responded. We outplayed Battlefield in the second quarter. We won the quarter. The third quarter, we were close to winning the third quarter. We just dropped, the sink fell out of the bottom fell out of the sink, I should say, in the fourth quarter. And it just came down to a lot of experience things. And so for us, we're just taking every day to get better. I love my team. We have a lot of talent, man. We got a lot of talent. But, we have guys that their first varsity competition ever was Monday night.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, what you guys play at 4:00 on Saturday there, Corey, and it's what one of 5 games there at the Dozier Dome.
Yeah, we had the Dozier Dome, but we got them at 6. We had 6 o'clock. Yeah, 6 o'clock. The first boys game is gonna be at 4:30.
Okay.
Yeah, we got Heritage playing Oscar Smith, and we'll play after that. Me and Courtney will play after that at 6, and then we got a heavyweight fight at 7:30 with Hayfield and Woodside. So it's been a lot of chatter with that one, man. A lot of back and forth. So that's gonna be a good one, man. That for me to give up the last game at my event,
right,
that should tell you how big of a game that is. Like for me, this is our event,
right?
And I'm not playing the last game in our gym. For me to give up that last game, this is one that we should sell a lot of tickets for.
Well, that's good, and
you need to be there for that one.
Yeah. So let's see. Now is basketball just like where football, where games are tickets to the games are to GoFan.com?
Yeah. So I mean, that's the new wave these days. Contactless. No no paper trail. So it's all on GoFan. I believe starting tomorrow, people will be able to buy tickets on GoFan. You have to pick the game that you want to go to, but regardless of whatever game you pick, that ticket will last. I ain't kicking nobody out throughout the day, man. So when you get here, you want to you want to stay. Then you in the building. You in the building.
Right. Yeah. So if you're not following Bruin football to Freedom High School on Saturday, then go out to Princess Anne High School, and just great action with girls starting, and then boys, and then Corey's team there at Princess Anne will host Woodbridge, and then there's the last one. They're Woodside against what, Hayfield?
Yeah, Woodside.
Hayfield.
Hayfield. Yep. Yeah.
All right. Now, Corey, any Christmas tournaments there for Princess Anne or?
Well, I actually tried. I waited too late. It was my fault. I tried to get into a few Christmas tournaments, but so a lot of the good ones, teams are already filled in way before the season even starts. So the ones that I was even interested in going to, I couldn't get into. So I mean, we do have a game over the Christmas break. We play Hampton Christian at Norview on the 28th. But I wanted to take this team out of town, but I'm gonna definitely next year make sure that we try to get back going out of town. And I think that just builds bonds and get guys, around each other, and they really start to grow with experiences like that. So I'm gonna make sure next year we gravitate to doing something like that again. We've done it before. We went up to Henrico Christmas tournament, like I want to say maybe like 3-4 years ago, but we haven't been since. But we're gonna get back to it though.
Yeah, and Courtney, any Christmas tournaments or any other weekend out of town tournaments there for Woodbridge before you guys go into district play?
Yeah, we're staying local. The last last year we stayed local as well. The 5 years prior, we always traveled. But last year, we played in Lake Braddock High School's Christmas tournament. It's a really good tournament. We lost in the championship to Lake Braddock by I think it was 96-87 or something like that. So we want to go back, try our hands, see if we can get back to that championship game, see if we can actually win it. And then, we'll look at traveling next year sometime. So that's what we have coming up. And, hopefully, like anything, those Christmas tournaments, 3 games back to back, kind of really gets you prepared for tournament play. You can kind of see what you get out of your kids over that break. So we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, hey, let's see. So, Corey here, appreciate you coming on. Any final tidbits here about your squad here for 22-23 season?
Long way to go. We got potential, big time. We got potential. I got 2 guys. I feel like I got a guy. I got a senior guard and William Bland. I'm telling myself to Courtney, but I know he already know. He pays attention to his opponents. I'm not saying it, but so much. But I got a senior guard in William Bland that's really good, high IQ, smart kid, 6'5" point guard, and a point guard at that size, it just doesn't come around often. And then I got a crazy freshman point guard named Styles Clemens. I had another freshman point guard named Kanye Clary a few years back, and Styles Clemens is just as he's Kanye Clary Jr. So if you was a Kanye fan, then you would definitely be a Styles Clemens fan. He's special, like high major special. And Kanye is at a high major right now. So I got 2 guys, and then our supporting cast is coming along well. Devin Askew just had a huge night for us, 12 points, 4 assists, no turnovers, and just did little things that we need him to do. So we got
number 1,
team.
right? Number 1. Yeah, that's number 1. I got him now.
Hey Rags, let me ask you, man. Who you got winning? Who you got winning Saturday? Who you think gonna win?
football or
No, I'm talking about Princess Anne and Woodbridge. Who you got? Who you voting with?
Hey,
Who you picking?
when you're the host, I mean, you can just, hey, I hope it's a good game, So, hey, Courtney, let's see, any final thoughts about Woodbridge here this year?
Yeah, I like I said earlier, I love my team, man. We have a chance. We won the regular season championship last year, so we're trying to back this thing. So we're going to use every non-conference game that we can get to help continue to make us, help us to get better. We are coming back to the 757 to play against Western Branch later this year in January. So we not ducking no bump. We know we got our hands full with Mr. Clemens and Mr. William Bland. We know, like I said, our number one is a really dynamic, good player. He's great on defense as well. We know what we're up against. And for us, we're going to take every game, we're trying to win everything we do, but we understand we just trying to add bricks to the foundation so we can back to back our regular season championship this year. But I like my team. Dylan Simmons is a really good player, a 4-year varsity member for me. He's been on varsity since he was a freshman. Everybody else on my team is brand new. And so that's kind of where we are, man. Everybody's trying to find their way, but I've been around this game for a very long time. With the talent that we have, come February, we'll be around.
Yeah. Well, hey, I appreciate you guys coming on, and I'll be with y'all's cousin there and making sure that he has the right defensive plan there as the Bruins play Freedom on Saturday.
Facts.
I'm so mad I can't be there because Freedom is 5 minutes from my house. It's literally 5 minutes from my house, and they would play that game on the same day that I'm going home. So, but hey, go Bruins, go get go get them. We need this thing. We need to get you guys in the final, man. Go get it done.
Eric's gonna get it done. I got faith in my man. He gonna get it done.
Yes, yeah, and I'll be covering the game there on Facebook Live. So, guys, I appreciate you guys coming on and just with knowing the family there through your mom there, Corey, and then knowing y'all's cousin. I mean, it's definitely a small world down here in the 757 and working at the shipyard.
Word. Hey, thanks for having me.
And Rags, appreciate you for having us, man. And when you see Eric tomorrow, ask him what happened when he used to fall asleep first.
Okay. All right, I will. And all right, so I will go ahead and download this and probably drop it tomorrow, and then when I post it there on Facebook, tag you guys. So good luck there on Saturday and in this season, and fans, if you're free there Saturday, go out to Princess Anne High School. Just great girls and boys games all throughout Saturday. So thanks a lot, guys.
Appreciate it, Rack.
All right.
Appreciate you, man.
Okay. All right.